My name's Kerryn Wincworth. I live in Roodepoort on the west of Johannesburg. The desire to adopt was a very sudden decision, sudden desire. I have two biological children, and my husband and I weren't considering having a third child at all. I happened to be working at a school in Randburg that was for slightly underprivileged children, and I was shocked at the amount of teenage pregnancies that we had within that school. Then speaking to some people who worked with me, they told me about adoption and how he had adopted a baby, and just how enjoyable it was and how much of a blessing it was. And so I spoke to my husband about it on a car trip down to the coast when I knew I had 7 hours with him in the car. And we just discussed it and decided, and I said to him, how would you feel about adopting a child? And he was like, yes, let's do that. And with his sudden eagerness and without asking any questions, I knew it was definitely a calling that God had put on our lives, that he had brought us to the situation at the right time. And so we did. We researched it, and we looked into the different ways of adopting. We looked into the different places where your adopted child was looked after before they came into your family. And so it was about a 9-month pregnancy, as they call it, in terms of all of our counseling and our training and all the decisions that were taken. And then we were blessed with our little baby girl. She was 7 months old when she came into our lives, and our lives have been an absolute pleasure and blessing since then. It's not difficult, nor is it easy. It's just time consuming. So everything that we did, all the paperwork, all the legalities, all went through really easily. There was nothing difficult about that. The only discouraging thing is possibly the time frame. So it did take us almost 2 years before she was legally ours and before the adoption was finalized. Mm-hmm. And I think that is what discourages people from adoptions, because they're worried about what happens if the adoptive mother comes back in that time, and could your baby be taken away from you if the adoption is not finalized and in that time length. It's one of the reasons why we chose Door of Hope to adopt from, and why we only got our daughter at 7 months old, because by that time, in those 7 months, all those waiting periods and all the chances for the birth mom to want her child back, all of those things have passed.